What's up, beautiful people? Today we're going to be checking out how China built 20,000 houses in Africa in just 72 hours. 20,000 houses in 72 hours. Let's get to it.
Let's experience the incredible speed of China's construction industry as they build 20,000 houses in just 3 days in Africa. Prepare to be amazed as we take a deep dive into this unbelievable achievement. Don't miss out on this awe-inspiring video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. In 3 days, China constructed 20,000 homes in Africa, and tens of thousands of people gathered to commemorate this amazing feat. In the shortest amount of time, homeless people reside in brand new homes. According to what is known, the $300 million John Dub New City project is the first and biggest large-scale urban project to be started in South Africa. It will encompass hectares of land. This project is being created for South Africa using a Chinese loan and the assistance of a Chinese corporation that has its own robust infrastructure. In just 3 days, China has provided tens of thousands of people with a place to live on the streets. The local Africans were startled by China's quickness. But given that South Africa has one of the strongest economies in the world, why is there such a housing shortage there? In actuality, there is a significant connection between the local nation's development and the scarcity of housing in South Africa. Africa as a whole is currently actively pushing the country's urbanization process, yet the continent's cities and towns are incredibly populated, with a total population of about 472 million. The southernmost country in Africa, South Africa, with a population of around 60 million people. The second largest economy in Africa is really South Africa. In comparison to other African nations, South Africa, a former British colony, has a good quality of living, but the gap between the rich and the poor is too wide, and those at the bottom of the social scale continue to have a very difficult existence.
As in all African countries.
Statistics from South Africa show that even though 3 million homes have been built since 1994, there are still 14% of the country's population who are homeless and living on the streets. Additionally, some 100,000 individuals are expected to relocate to Johannesburg from other locations, making it impossible for residents to afford to rent pricey homes. The huge population and rapid urbanization have led to a severe housing shortage in African nations every year. Even Gauteng, the richest province in South Africa, is currently lacking about 1 million homes to address the issues relating to the housing of infrastructure workers. South Africa initially made efforts as well. South Africa suggested using 3D printed homes to give people a secure place to live. Although the construction of 3D printed houses will be relatively faster, the cost is too high for average South Africans, and the majority of poor families cannot afford it for the newly built houses for poor families. They cannot afford the rent at all, so South Africa is facing the dilemma of building houses again at this time. 3D printed housing is a concept that was developed by the UK in 2013. This is the first instance of prefabricated building technology being used by a Chinese company to build affordable houses in South Africa. Let's find out the massive housing project in Africa. In order to relieve the housing crisis or improve living conditions in particular places, China provided a number of homes or apartment buildings. These initiatives frequently seek to provide housing options at reasonable prices, enhance infrastructure, and promote economic growth. China frequently engages in housing projects in Africa as part of its larger initiatives to strengthen bilateral ties, encourage commerce and investment.
Wait, is it going in a loop? I thought they were going to talk about how the houses were built. I want to see, because they said 20,000 in 72 hours here.
And promote cooperation with African countries. These projects can be aided by financial assistance, technical know-how, and collaborations between Chinese construction corporations and regional organizations. We'll see how they constructed 20,000 houses. China built 20,000 homes in record time in Africa, demonstrating the astonishing success of the continent's quick housing development. China's dedication to infrastructure development and its engagement with African nations are both exemplified by this massive project. The construction project required the construction of 20,000 homes, illustrating the scale of the undertaking.
Was it
The construction
homes?
was finished in a very short amount of time, breaking the previous African house development record. The precise project length would need to be derived from trustworthy sources outside the
homes.
scope of my expertise. China's assistance ensured effective and prompt completion of the housing units by bringing cutting-edge construction methods, technology, and knowledge. The project was designed to address the area's urgent housing shortage. It aimed to ease housing shortages and enhance living conditions for nearby areas by offering a sizable number of residential units. The building project would have benefited the area's economy and social conditions. It increased access to homes for many people and families, produced work possibilities, and boosted regional economies. The undertaking demonstrates the close ties between China and the African nations. It demonstrates China's dedication to assisting development efforts and promoting closer ties with African countries. Are you tired of watching? Let's see the mind-blowing technology used in the construction.
Okay.
Building parts including
Finally.
walls, floors, and roofs are manufactured off-site in a controlled factory setting as part of prefabrication. The construction site is then visited to quickly assemble these components. By producing full modules that are then assembled to create the final structure, modular construction advances prefabrication. Both techniques can drastically cut down on building time. Complex structural elements can be produced utilizing additive manufacturing methods and 3D printing technology. Large-scale 3D printers have the ability to quickly and precisely create walls, floors, and other building components, potentially cutting down on the amount of time and labor needed for construction. Temporary structures used to hold and mold concrete while it is being built are referred to as formwork. Faster construction of vertical features like walls or columns is possible with innovative formwork systems like sliding formwork and self-climbing formwork. These systems are automatable, which reduces manual labor and speeds up building. IBS makes use of standardized parts and assemblies that are produced off-site before being delivered to the construction site and put together there. Efficiency, quality assurance, and building speed are all improved by this method. Numerous processes can be streamlined in construction by incorporating automation and robotics. Robotic devices can help with operations like laying bricks, pouring concrete, and managing materials, which will save time and money by eliminating the need for manual labor. Efforts of workers. On numerous construction sites, a sizable number of skilled experts and laborers would need to be employed at once. To guarantee effective personnel utilization, considerable planning and coordination would be required. There would probably be numerous teams or groups of workers allocated to different specialized jobs during the construction process. Each crew would concentrate on a certain construction-related activity, such as foundation work, structural assembly, or finishing jobs. To reduce inefficiencies and increase efficiency, the construction process would need to be thoroughly streamlined. This might entail streamlining processes and removing bottlenecks, as well as using prefabricated building components that can be swiftly put together. It is essential to guarantee a smooth delivery of building supplies to the job sites. Effective supply chain management, which includes accurate inventory control and on-time deliveries, may avoid delays and maintain the pace of building. Multiple shifts and round-the-clock labor can considerably speed up construction. To ensure productivity and worker well-being, continuous construction operations, including night shifts, would need sufficient illumination, safety precautions, and supervision.
Okay, I guess we can end that one right there. I thought they were going to show the houses and how they were built, but I guess they don't have the pictures maybe. But basically prefabricated houses, 20,000 in 72 hours. It's possible, you know. Now ahead you can buy a whole house from AliExpress or Alibaba. So they probably bought like 20,000 houses and, you know, installed them, which is still a good thing, you know, at least people have homes to live in. Let me know what you think about that. Share your thoughts. If you think it didn't happen or it really happened, you know, talk to us in the comment section. That being said, have a wonderful day. Peace.